They told me I was too young. They told me I needed more training. I told them to drop dead. How ironic. I don't know how I survived that fall. Something strange must have happened. My pulse is beating like a drum, but my blood is running cold. I'm not sure what's going on, but I came here with a question. And I'm gonna find the answer if it kills me. If I'm gonna survive this, I'll have to remember what Uncle Eli taught me. Every opponent has a predictable pattern, he said. Learn that pattern and you won't suffer so much as a scratch. That green guy didn't move at all, and this blue one just moves up and down, so if I attack him from the side, I'll never get hurt. A broadsword. Not as sharp as I'm used to, but I bet it can still take out 3 enemies in one shot. Looks like those skeletons put their hands in the air when they're about to jump. If I'm in the way when they move, it's gonna hurt. That trap is mostly harmless, but Eli warned me of deadlier traps to come.
Oh, for crying out loud. I'm really sorry. I didn't even realize I'd done that. Yes, I have seen the Supergirl teaser. I did a reaction to it. That'll be up later today on the Patreon and for YouTube members. Sorry about that, folks.
If I'm gonna survive this, I'll have to remember what Uncle Eli taught me. Every opponent has a predictable pattern, he said. Learn that pattern and you won't suffer so much as a scratch. That green guy didn't move at all, and this blue one just moves up and then down, so if I attack him from the side, I'll never get hurt. A broadsword, not as sharp as I'm used to, but I bet it can still take out 3 enemies in one shot. Looks like those skeletons put their hands in the air when they're about to jump. If I'm in the way when they move, it's gonna hurt.
Okay, so that's just an avoided thing. Okay, so I can't fight them. Got that. I like the singing. It really reminds me of the opera in Final Fantasy VI. I did, Ms. Wicked Wolf. I did a couple of seasons of that show. Ultimately, it's one of those. I didn't so much fall off it as like didn't put in the effort to keep up with it after a certain point. I forget how many seasons I've seen. Oh. Ah! Okay, so I got him to run into... That makes sense for a minute. Okay. Starting to get the hang of this. What's Melissa Benoist doing now? I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a Zelda version of this. What is Melissa Benoist doing now? Let's see. Supergirl wrapped up in 2011. She's on a show called The Waterfront. I don't know what that is. She was on a show called The Girls on the Bus. I don't know what that is. Oh, she voiced Tila on the Netflix Masters of the Universe stuff. In Revolution. So wait, was it only in Revolution? Because was she not Tila in Revelation? Hang on. Checking that now. Sorry, I'm falling down a rabbit hole. I apologize. Revelation, because there's Revolution and there's Revelation. Oh, yeah, no, they replaced her for Revelation with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Was that just because she's a bigger name? Huh. That kind of sucks for her. She was in Clerks 3? I keep forgetting there was a Clerks 3. So yeah, she's been doing intermittent TV work. All right. He doesn't have a gold key, so I can't help that guy. Oh, dig for the gold key. Well, you missed. I said it earlier. 2:55. I already shot the reaction. I'll have it in the Patreon and for YouTube members later today. Just waiting for the Buffy reboot that may or may not ever come. I mean, it's been stalled multiple times. It looks like, here's the thing. It's looked promising before. I know a lot of people bitched about it. I actually thought, like, oh, geez, how long ago? Like a decade ago or so, when the proposal was to reboot it and have a person of color as the new Buffy. I thought that was a fantastic idea because it would be a really great way to distinguish it from the original while keeping true to it, because since that original show, at least as it started, was all about the monsters and the things she faced being metaphors for the challenges of growing up, people of color have a whole other set of challenges to deal with. So you could have kept true to that core idea without having to repeat as many of the same beats if you don't make her, a white blonde again. So I thought that was a great idea at the time. I don't know what they're thinking for the primary cast of the revival thing, but I do like that it's all women behind it. That was a bonus. No, Knit, it's not a chess simulator. Although I do have a chess game that I've had on the back burner and haven't tried for a year plus. But anyways, yeah, no, this is a rhythm game, Knit. So. I don't currently have enough cash to buy the gold rupee. Damn it. So wait, how does this... How does a bow attack? Okay, so the broadsword gives me a wider attack. The bow gives me a longer distance. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Wait, how far back is this gonna pull? When did I pick up a bomb? We're at the exit stairs. Where'd those show? Oh, son of a bitch. Probably indication of I'm too online in my immediate reaction to the little trailer was that the Chuds are gonna hate this interpretation of her. Oh, they already hated it. All right, let's be clear though. They were gonna hate it no matter what. So like to take Ben Shapiro, which do not watch Ben Shapiro's review of Superman, but do watch NerdSync's debunking of his review of Superman, because boy, did Scott do an amazing job of showing that Ben Shapiro literally didn't know a single thing he was talking about. It was amazing. Watch that. But like, I've seen it pointed out, you know, Ben Shapiro is all like, oh, you know, she's this rowdy party girl. There's nothing super about her. There's nothing admirable about her. Yeah, but if they'd done the other thing and made the other extreme and made her like perfect and noble and everything, you would have called her a Mary Sue. So you all can shut the hell up. All right, let's try this again. I really do love the shop guy singing. Saw your review of War Between. I have a question. This is coming from a Whovian from 1979. Why is War Between the best spinoff so far and it only has 2 episodes? Well, the fact that it only has 2 episodes is why I'm not declaring it the best spinoff, because, as I noted in the review, never assume a thing that started good will stay good to the end. So I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch on that. That having been said, it's off to a very strong start. Don't Bother with Class. That's the worst spinoff, worse than the K9 spinoff. I mean, it's on my commission docket to at least look at the first 2 episodes, so I am gonna have to at least a little. How did the feel? How do you feel about the TV version of Supergirl where she isn't a party animal? It was fine. Like, her being a party animal is an interpretation that exists in some comics, not all comics. So, like, it's one of those things that you can do and say it's in this run of comics, but also you don't have to. It's not a consistent core part of her character. So it's not like I was missing it on the TV show. This makes me remember how much I love Cadence of Hyrule. Going to need to replay it soon. I think that was the name of the Zelda spinoff. I feel like Nintendo has allowed for some interesting things when they, and it seems to be mostly with Zelda, when they let Zelda spin off. There's kind of a similar thing with Hyrule Warriors, which was just Dynasty Warriors with Legend of Zelda stretched over it, like spandex. I never played it, but I heard good things about it. So it is interesting that given that Zelda in general is a far more controlled and restricted franchise than, say, Mario, who just shows up frickin' anywhere, it is interesting when they do kind of let it off the leash a little bit. Sorry, how did they being right-wing shitheads, how did they feel about the TV version of Supergirl where she isn't a party animal? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. They probably hated it on principle. Had a diverse cast, too, so I'm sure they hated it. I'm pretty sure that they hated most of the CW DC stuff, except maybe the early seasons of The Flash. I don't know. She's like college age, right? Why would being a superhero mean she can't enjoy her life? Well, not only is she about college age, she's also deeply traumatized. So, her having unhealthy coping mechanisms, there's justification for that, for sure. So, I'm not very good at this game, clearly. I'm pretty sure I'm still in the tutorial. I fucked up. I accidentally dropped the bomb. A lot earlier than I meant to. Whoa. What the fuck just happened? The hell? Pretty sure I'm soft locked now. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Hold on. All right, so I did beat the tutorial. I'm in zone 1. Okay, that's something. Let's see character select. Bard and Reaper. Bard mode, no beats, move anytime enemies move after you. Actually, yeah, that'd be lovely. Let's try that. Oh, wait. Spend diamonds on what? What do I spend diamonds on?
Hey.
I'll let you train against enemies.
Greetings.
Upgrades. Freeze enemies. Find better items and riches. Alright, so wait, what's behind the other doors?
Greetings.
Greetings! Coin multiplier, red chest per run. Heart container, okay. And what's in here?
Hi.
Weapon upgrades. Alright. Okay, so let's try this. Alright, hang on. Let me... see, I'm not very familiar with DC, so I don't know Supergirl's background. Well, I mean, like, she's from Krypton, so same background as Superman. The difference is, so... The exact reason sometimes varies by continuity, but the core thing when Supergirl shows up, she is both older and younger than Superman. She is older in the sense that she was born first and was basically a teenager, at least, at minimum, when Krypton blew up. And she was also sent off, actually in the hope that she would be able to safeguard Superman, Kal-El. But her pod got knocked off course or ended up in the Phantom Zone or otherwise engaged in, some time shenanigans. So she showed up on Earth a lot later. So she is now functionally younger than her baby cousin. So what that means is she has less experience, in the broad sense of like how long she's been on Earth, how long she's had powers, etc. But she also dealt with a lot more trauma with the destruction of Krypton because she was old enough to remember it and witness it and know what happened. Whereas Clark was a baby. He doesn't really remember Krypton. Speaking of chess, something that always bugs me in Player of Games is that's the one Earth game that became widely known in the culture after 1977. It struck me as really uncreative to have what we consider our most intellectual be the one aliens would pick up. Why not something like magic cards, something weirder? I mean, like, is it like the expected thing? Yeah, it doesn't make it a little more boring. A little. I don't think that's the end of the world. Anyways. Oh, Brainiac 5. Yeah, Brainiac 5 is a really weird character, and not just in the Arrowverse, because Brainiac 5 is Legion of superheroes who are from the future, but also, again, depending on continuity, have their origins tied to Superboy, but then Superboy stopped being a thing, but they still kept the Legion around. DC continuity's a mess, has always been a mess, and it gets worse every time they try and simplify it. Anyways. Okay, so Bard is basically easy mode. glass shovel. That was probably a mistake. It's funny, it's still my inclination to try and keep to the beat, but it is nice to know that I can't screw it up in that way. Okay. All right. I'm kind of maybe starting to get the hang of this, but also maybe not. Okay, so I lose the coin multiplier basically when I do something that isn't successful. That makes sense. So if I try and dig a block that I can't dig, or activate something that's already been activated. Or get hit. Dang it. Okay. Alright. Still kind of wrapping my head around this. Dang it. It does make me feel a lot stupider when I get hit in this, and it's not because I had to keep to the beat. It's just because I screwed up. So. Gotcha. Okay. Starting to get there. Hang on a second. Let me just check something here. All right. All right. Okay. I was wondering what... Oh! It's a monster closet. How does... Okay. I don't understand how that one works. Alright.
Aha!
This is a neat game. I'm not sure it's one I'm gonna keep playing. Just because I don't think... I'll tell you what, this does kind of... Because rhythm games have really spun into a whole lot of other, you know, things. It's been applied to a lot of genres. And a lot of them I've heard very good things about. But you do have to kind of be good at rhythm. And I don't think I am, particularly. Yeah. Now if I can find, now if I can just get to the stairs without getting killed. Gigantism squad. Alright, I'll fight. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I do more damage. Got it. Oh, it doesn't last to the next level? Oh, screw that. That's deeply unhelpful. Yeah, there it is. Ah, I saw you in chat of this stream the other day. Yeah, it popped in a couple times. I didn't stay for the whole thing. You know how I feel about these New York Times guys who are like, can't we have polite debate with eugenics or conversion therapy are almost more insidious than straight fascists? I mean, in some ways, yeah. Insidious, sure. They are not more innately dangerous, but they are absolutely insidious. That's a very good word for it. And I suspect some of them realize that, and a whole chunk of them don't. I think some of them are the way they are because they are, I'll just say it, naive and or stupid and or too idealistically locked into neoliberalism to be able to imagine the world any other way. And as Jessie herself has pointed out, it's easier for most of these guys to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. So if they think that the far left is trying to end capitalism, they will always be more likely to lean right to preserve it. Some in small ways, some in big ways. And yeah, it is deeply depressing. My most played game on Steam by quite the margin. Never got the hang of playing it with a controller though. I use keyboard and arrow keys. I mean, I don't think I would have done any better either way. Like, I'm very happy that I unlocked the Bard because my ability with rhythm games is mixed at the best of times. This is one of those games where I'm like, this is really cool. I am not great at it. Like that's what made me quit Laika real quick. And while I'll probably finish My Friend Pedro, I doubt I will ever like go back to it and try and get good. You know what I mean? Just because the finesse and the just keeping your head clear and not panicking and hitting the wrong button, I'm just not good enough at that. So this is a game that like is very cool, and if it like gels with you as a gamer, yeah, I could totally buy it being like your most played game. Absolutely. Will it ever be that for me? Probably not. But it's neat to try. It's one of those games that I'm glad I bought. Like most games I buy on sale. But it's one of those games that I'm glad I bought on sale because like it's very cool and I like it. But also, I was probably never going to get a full price purchase worth of enjoyment out of it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what that does. I'd seen those before and I didn't know what they did. I don't love that, like, in trying to figure out what some stuff is, it just kills me and sends me all the way back to the start. Like, I get that's part of the nature of a roguelike, but at the same time, it's like, I didn't know what it did, and the only way to find out was to just try it.
Oh.
I think they help to longer topics into the mainstream that should be considered beyond contempt to discuss openly. No, they do. They do. And again, I think some of them are fully aware that they're doing that. But I think a lot of them aren't. I think a frustrating number of them have this stubborn belief in, like, the purity of debate. Or at least they've adopted that as their position. You know, it's worth pointing out, with this as in all things, it is impossible to know what is in someone's heart and, like, their reason for believing what they believe and behaving the way they behave. You just... Shit. Damn it. You can never know for sure what makes someone like that. You can guess, which is why I'm like, I think some of them legitimately don't appreciate how much damage they cause, and some of them do. But trying to parse which is which, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. Like, this is why, above most things, I am a consequentialist. I don't really care what you think. I don't really care what's in your heart. I care about what you do. It's why I have very little tolerance for, like, the ideological purity that some on the left get hung up on. Like, I don't care. What is the practical outcome of this policy? What is the practical outcome of that policy? What is the practical outcome of someone trying to accomplish X? What is the practical outcome of someone trying to accomplish Y? I care about that more than I care about anything else. So while I kind of brought up some of them, I doubt are fully accepting of the damage they cause, and some are fully aware. Ultimately, that doesn't matter when discussing people like that. It doesn't matter if they know the damage. They're still causing it. I have a fairly good sense of rhythm, and I really like the music. I discovered the game really early, so the hours have stacked up over the years. Oh yeah, I've definitely had that with early access games. The few times I've gotten them, yeah. Rhythm-based games are the one type of game I have an advantage over my partner, so I'm a bit biased for metal. Hey, that's fine. Whatever works for you, like, freaking go for it. That guy Jesse was reacting to, he's making supporting conversion therapy into a respectable position by talking about it in that way. Yeah, again, like, is that what he is intending to do? It doesn't matter. That's what he's doing. Like, and that's always my frustration, because so many people get hung up on the, like, well, do they mean to do it? Do they mean to be racist? Like, do they mean to enable this? I don't care. Like, I have, at this point, very vehemently, as a political position, adopted the phrase, I don't care. Because there's a lot of stuff I don't care about. I don't care if it's harder for landlords to make money, because office space has been abandoned in favor of working from home. I don't care if billionaires can't make as much money. I don't care if corporations see their profits shrink. I don't care. And I, at this point, refuse to engage with anyone who attempts to force me to care about this stuff. I don't. And I will say it proudly, I don't care. Oh, hello, buddy. Whoops. Okay. All right. Still getting the hang of it. I would love, as I fuck up immediately, I would love to beat this first frickin' thing, or at least get notably further than I have been. God damn it. Fuck. Stand culture, anyone? Sometimes I imagine the world without billionaires. It's very doable with a few practical policies and applications. It won't happen, but it's doable. In one of Thought Slime's recent videos, he said something I agree with. These guys see no harm in platforming their far right because they see the liberal status quo as invisible. I mean, it's partly that, and also they like. Can we be honest? The term debate bro exists for a reason. These are pretty much all, with very few exceptions, and usually only like in one area. These are almost all financially stable, cisgender, non-disabled, white guys. They get to intellectualize about these far-right positions because they also won't impact them. Well, I mean, like, some of them will. Some of these positions are, like, horrifying from an economic standpoint. They'll hurt everybody. But, like, the actual immediate victims of these policies and these ideas are not them. So they get to intellectualize about it. They get to be all like, well, what are the arguments? What is the merit? Whereas those of us who are actually impacted by these things are screaming, why are you entertaining these ideas at all? It is going to make people's lives worse, if not get them killed. But these white, straight, cisgender, financially stable, non-disabled, often Christian, if not Christian background people, guys, men, they are not impacted by transphobic policies. So they get to just debate about it. It doesn't impact them. Why should they have a say? Why should they even have an opinion at all? If you are part of any minority, it is beyond infuriating to see things that impact you be debated by people who will not be impacted, and you are excluded from the conversation. This doesn't impact you, it impacts me. Why don't I get a proper say? Why am I unrepresented? Why am I considered too emotional and too close to the issue? I am close to the issue. It impacts me. I'll be back in a minute. Ugh. All right. Sorry, I've been hydrating a lot more this morning, so. I say a lot more. I've been hydrating about as much as I probably should be. Ah! All right. I hate those monkeys. Oh, hi, buddy.
Aha!
You know, that teleport on a hit, last time I had it, soft locked me. I don't actually like that. Damn it. Yeah. All right, here we go. Now Francesco Mummy Beer is hydrating. I mean, like, it's right on the thing. Hydrate. Hydrate. First time I became aware of Ezra Klein is when he debated Sam Harris on race and IQ. A lot of Sam's fans did end up responding positively to him because he presented. So, like, that's, again... fuck. That is one of the things that has become so infuriating about, you know, current discourse. Is this bias in favor of presentation? Oh, talked about it so calmly. Who cares? being calm doesn't make an idea less horrible. Whoa, okay. That's new. Yeah. I didn't like the bow when I got it before. There we go. Thank you. Civility isn't... Yeah, civility politics are a method of oppression. The idea that we will listen to this person because they are civil, even though their ideas are horrifying. We will silence this person who has, a stake in what's going on and is being directly affected by it. We will silence them because they are shouting. Heaven forbid people shout, what is wrong with you that you are considering this policy with this impact? It's horrifying. Fuck decorum. It's a big part of why I have it's one of the most polite ways to say to hell with decorum, but it's part of why I have adopted my I don't care policy in response to a lot of the nonsense that I see, a lot of the pushback. Well, what about this? What about that? Oh, but are you certain of this? I don't care. Awareness isn't progress either. This is also true. Well, I'm not going to disagree, but I am going to say that way too many things stop at the notion of awareness. Like, people are now aware of the problem, okay? And what are you going to do about it? In theory, and I am going to underline the phrase in theory, bringing awareness to a problem should be a step one towards doing something about it. But the push becomes, we need to make more people aware. Okay, they're aware now. Are you going to actually do anything? Crazy thought. Hey, context. All right. Okay, so wait, what's his hitbox? Why is his hitbox bigger than the one thing? That seems like bullshit to me. Agreed. Context. It is kind of spawned from the same idea that says, oh well, if we just educate the bigots, they'll stop being bigoted. Like, there are very, very, very rare cases where, like, if you can counter the misinformation they've had and get them to listen, it'll help. But, like, as a body, no. No. Education isn't a counteractive to bigotry. It's not. Like, are bigots frequently ignorant? Yes, but that's not the problem. They're willfully I've said this before, I forget where, but like the hate is not because of the ignorance. The ignorance is a choice because of the hate. Like, they have made their decision about what they hate, and they are remaining willfully ignorant of it. In most cases, again, I'm not going to say 100% of all cases, but high enough that, like, that should not be anybody's main focus of praxis.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Again, like, if you can get to people young who were raised into a way of thinking and show them another way of thinking, there might be something there. But that is a huge if. Right. Who else did I... How's the refill? Accumulate souls by defeating enemies. No, I'm going to stick with the... No, I didn't want that. Stick with the bard for right now, please. Okay. Now, like, having said all that, I don't want to leave everyone in the position of thinking education doesn't matter. It does, but education can't help the closed-minded. Education is only helpful for those who are willing to learn. And if they're not, it can't help. You can't force someone to learn if they fundamentally do not want to. So I don't want to give the impression that education and educating people on why they're wrong has no value. It has some, but again, it is not a cure-all. It's not going to magically solve the problems of underlying hatred. I'm having a great day today. Pain levels are at about a 2 on a 10.0. That's good. My knees, backs are great. No stomach knots, but my mom was sinisterly nice to me. My mom offered to make her friend pork chops with homemade applesauce one of her best dishes. Ah. What's a very self-involved argument some leftists make for wanting to educate bigots? What if people hadn't taken the time to educate me? I mean, yeah. But again, like, a point like that misses the core issue. Damn it. That if education helped you, it's because you were willing to learn. And if someone isn't, then education doesn't matter. It's like anyone who is taking an overall position that basically boils down to, well, this helped me, is at their heart ultimately making a, the same, the same argument as people who are like, well, we shouldn't have welfare for anyone because I never needed it. It's not about you, dipshit. Well, yes, 255. White leftist was kind of assumed in that statement, or at least I was assuming it. Education matters, but not without empathy and critical thinking. Education isn't enough. Well, yes. Like that's, I mean, this is part of what is fundamentally so infuriating about how conservatives even view education in the first place. Because to them, education is being taught, or at least they operate from a position of education is being taught a series of facts. Or at the far end, indoctrinating them into a certain way of thinking. But it's not about learning how to think. It's not about gaining critical skills and learning how to interpret facts yourself. It's about being told what the facts are and being told what to think about it. Like, that is fundamentally the way that they view education as a concept, which is part of why they hold educators in such contempt, because anyone, you know, who has actually gone to the trouble to learn how to be a teacher, the vast majority of them, like, they complain about teachers being leftist. Like, teenagers by and large are left-leaning simply because if you have learned that critical thinking aspect and how to impart it into others, it doesn't jive with, at the very least, conservative views on education, if not broadly. That's not to say there are no conservative teachers, there are. But again, it is an inherently anti-intellectual approach. Ooh. Alright. I was wondering how spells recharge with... interesting. But yeah, anyway, so like I was saying, that like all of this is a huge part of why the GOP holds the idea of education and the Department of Education in particular in such contempt. Right, fire me up some Portal 2. Boy, I wish I didn't get motion sick from that game. I was enjoying Portal, but boy, did it make me real sick real quick. Requires sacrifices. I don't like the sound of that. No one is entitled to the emotional labor of others. Correct. For conservative education about getting your professor fired for not giving you an A for rambling about God and Bible for 600 words. Oh. A mutual of mine on TikTok pointed out something that really needs to be remembered about, I cannot remember her name, but that's people like that student who did that. And like specifically since that, like she has put a spotlight and a focus on a trans TA. They hunt trans people. Now, that's not to go so far as to say she took the class specifically because there was a trans TA for her to harass, but I can just about guarantee you that the presence of a trans TA was a major factor in her choosing to do that. It's happened with college professors elsewhere. They are targeted. It is not coincidental when these people do this that there is a trans person who is a student, who is a teaching assistant, who is the professor. Like, it's on purpose. It's so, while it is true that, like, she deserved to fail because she absolutely didn't do the assignment and is in many ways being rightfully mocked for that fact. It really should be remembered. Fireball! That, like, this isn't a thing she just happened to do in that class. Like, it was purposeful. Damn it. King Konga. Cute. All right. Let's take a crack at a boss again. GOP wants compliance training, not education. Yeah. This is part of why the GOP loves AI, especially the idea of AI in education. Because you start using AI and the AI does the thinking for you. It is proving massively detrimental to the development of critical thinking skills. Chat GPT and the like. It's all a mess. It's such a disaster. Yeah, Starbush, pretty much. That was her name. I forgot what it was. The conga line's funny. Okay, so there's the dude. I like that fireball. Yay!
New character unlocked.
You've unlocked Eli. Use the character select staircase in the lobby to try this character. Yay, I've unlocked Zone 2. I'll probably never use anyone other than the bard, but okay. What's your deal? Infinite bombs. Kick bombs at enemies. That's real cool. I will probably never use it. Okay. Ooh. I can make the bard look like other... Yeah, Danganronpa, really? Are all of these, like, references that I don't know? Ah, right, diamonds. Almost forgot.
Hi.
Student's mother is a January 6th lawyer and sorority member. She's aiming for the Riley Gaines gravy train. Yo, God. Riley goddamn Gaines. Ugh. I came in 5th instead of 4th, and now I'm gonna make it literally everybody's fucking problem. Music in this game is really neat. Again, it reminds me of like the best of damn it. The best of 16-bit Super Nintendo kind of games. I think the thing I cited specifically is you go into the shops and it damn it. And it sounds straight up like the... Whoa! Okay. Purchase a random item.
What the?
Sounds straight up like the, God, why can't the opera in Final Fantasy VI, which is no bad thing.
Yes.
Gain items, tougher enemies. I'm still figuring this layout out, so let's not go for that yet. Yeah, that's who we were talking about, 255. Just thought I'd ask your opinion on the soundtrack of this game. Danny Baranowski is probably my favorite video game composer. He did Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac. I played a little of Super Meat Boy. Not enough for the soundtrack to really jump out at me. And I've yet to play any Binding of Isaac. But I am digging this. I can say that with some safety and certainty. I really do love the shopkeepers. Okay, watch out for that. Yeah, I cannot afford to get that golden key right now. Sorry. Damn. There we go. Oh, and also, Darth Wallace, welcome. Open cage with glass lock. Now that thing needs the gold key, so that one helps. It was 400, right? It was. Yeah, so I can't afford it. Sorry, caged person. Just on the off chance there was anything I could find back here that would help, and looks like that is a new. Alright, down we go. Whoa! Oh. Purple mushroom takes more hits. Got it! Got it! Got it! Okay. Damn it. I'm saying I feel a little bit bad for early games or something because they're getting into this Crypt at such a young age and now they can't ever grow out of it if they wanted to. I do not have sympathy for that. Whether or not you feel that they are at an age where they can properly appreciate what they're locking themselves into, anybody know what I'm gonna say? What my current mantra is? I don't care. Let's not pretend that teenagers have no morals, that they don't have any understanding of the world around them. They do. They don't live in a vacuum. They are aware. Like, if we're talking a 12-year-old, that's something. But like college age, even high school, I don't care. Damn it. If that, and now I'm not saying nobody else should have any sympathy for them on that basis. That's your call to make. But I will tell you that me, at least, as I said, I don't care, and I will not be engaging with the notion in any way that presumes that I should. If somebody else chooses to care, that is their right. I do not. I gotta get a broadsword again. I really do depend on that thing a lot. Damn. Ooh. Yep, fuck. Okay. Ah! Alright, here we go, here we go. This will probably, well, depending on how well I do, this might be my last run. Damn it. Why did that hurt? There's some of the things in this game that I don't understand what it is they actually do. Like something happens and I'm not sure why. so you take 2 hits. That's why that. All right. I've been around a father who acts like he wasn't a kid. I have even less sympathy for those who adopt the same behavior. Like, all right, tiny peek behind the curtain. I went through like these kinds of conversations when my kid was being bullied, and people tell me like, I bet a lot of those kids that are being bullies, they probably have really bad home lives, and I am not unsympathetic to that. However, at the same time, I cannot bring myself to care about the home well-being of someone who is making my child's life miserable. Am I sorry that they have home lives like that? Yes, I am. But the practical outcome is they are taking that out on my kid, and that's where my focus has to be. It is not the job of the bullied to make up for the humanity that their bullies do not show them. Nor is it the job of their parents. Nearly everyone who is a real, not quite everyone, but a very high percentage of people who are just real pieces of garbage. You go back far enough, there's some kind of reason. Like, there's something that happened, there's something that they were taught, or that happened to them, that they might not even understand the damage that it did to them, or how they're taking it out on other people. I understand that. I understand that most people who cause trauma also have trauma. But, repeat after me, I don't care. It's not that I am unsympathetic to someone else's plight, but again, I don't really care, or at least not enough to override my primary concern, why you are doing what you're doing. I care about the damage that you cause. I care about the consequences and the practical outcomes of what you do. Your history, thoughts, reasons, or trauma that is causing you to do that is your stuff to sort out. I am not going to do it for you. And you cannot force me to engage in empathy exercises with someone who shows none themselves. And that doesn't mean, to be clear, that doesn't mean I wish harm on anyone. I don't. I legitimately do not want bad things to happen to any of these people. But it should be clearly understood that if bad things are happening to them and it's causing them to behave the way that they are, that is for the people in their direct lives, their personal lives, and themselves to sort. That is not my job. I don't want that to happen to them, but you cannot make it my job to care and spread my own ability to deal with the world at large, spread that thin for the sake of someone who is causing harm. I don't want them to suffer, but it cannot be my job. It cannot be any single person's job to infinitely care about everyone who is suffering. Nobody has the capacity. Just as a practical matter, they don't. And that doesn't mean that it becomes okay for you to... I literally just noticed the mini-map. I literally never noticed that there was a mini-map until just now. Holy crap. Wow. Wow, do I feel like a dingus. Anyways, yeah. Overall point, I don't want suffering. But if someone who is causing harm is also suffering, I can't fix all of that. And I'm going to prioritize stopping the harm that they're doing over ending their own personal suffering. Anyways. Thanks for that parting message context. I appreciate that. I was saying I feel a little bit bad for Riley Games or Filmmaker because they're getting this. Yeah. No, I read that. How do you feel about letting former right people into leftist spaces? Nope. Now that doesn't mean excluding them forever, but here's what it means. If somebody is an ex-right-winger and is genuinely trying to engage with the left, that needs to be done on a one-on-one basis. Simply allowing them into leftist spaces where they are going to have, not necessarily in bad faith, but be asking the kinds of questions that frequently are used as bad faith questions, like, well, wait, why does that matter? Wait, isn't that prejudicial against white people or whatever? Their journey towards rehabilitation cannot be used as an excuse to let them slow down progress. Generally speaking, conversion only works in a one-on-one. Probably shouldn't use the word conversion, but like perspective change like that only happens on a one-on-one basis, and that is growth. That is going to happen gradually. So by the time you take a former far-righter into a leftist space, you should be able to demonstrate and say, yes, this person has this history. However, since then, they have proven their allyship and care for the cause that we are here to forward through actions X, Y, and Z. That is the point. When you can do that, that is when you can start having a conversation about bringing them into leftist spaces. Or to simplify this all down really simply, to the way that Innuendo Studio put it, bringing somebody who is a bit of a Nazi but working on it into leftist spaces is, at best, questioned. And again, it needs to be understood that it is not the responsibility of the marginalized to do this education. And a well curated leftist space should have a very heavy focus on those. But bringing in someone who's going to question the purpose of that mission simply because it's going to be part of their own journey to, damn it, it's going to be part of their own journey to realize the ways in which they were wrong, that need not be happening in public, and honestly should not be. That is a journey that they need to have in a safe space, and leftist spaces should not be made safe for them for those purposes. Whoa, okay. That's new. Oh, the fuck? Jackass. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Yes, basically yes, Jen. Jennifer. Also, I assume you wouldn't spitefully oppose programs intended to help the home lives of bullies, like you wouldn't, you just don't have to dedicate your own emotional labor to it. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying to you. If they are also victims of the system should be addressing them. It should not be falling to me if somebody is a jackass because the system failed them. That cannot and should not be my job to take into account. not off to a great start. I think this is going to be the last run, no matter how well it goes. Well, that went badly. All right. All right, we're going to call it a stream there. This is fun. I don't know if I'll play it on stream again, but I am happy to be trying it out.
Greetings.
Greetings. All right. So later today in the Patreon and for YouTube members on the main channel, I will have a reaction up to the teaser for Supergirl. Tomorrow's video goes live on the main channel, and it is about Disney implementing AI into Disney Plus, or at least the claim that they're going to. I addressed that in the video. And Monday is a new episode of Jumpgate, of course. And Saturday. Yes, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be on the Fat Culture Critics channel. I will be participating again. I've done this before. I will be participating in a charity reading of A Christmas Carol to benefit the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and I will be playing Bob Cratchit in that. So tune in for that if you can. If you are able to donate, do that regardless. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Thank you all. Excuse me. Thank you all very much for your time spending it with me. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Be well, be safe, and be kind.